KATU Channel 2, Portland. Now, in the spirit of the Northwest, this is Channel 2 News.
Part of Tanya Harding's Olympic team is home tonight. Good evening, I'm Melissa Mills. Harding's coaches and attorney touched down at Portland International Airport just hours ago. Harding's choreographer was first off the plane, followed by Harding's coach, Diane Rawlinson. Both say they thought things turned out well, considering the broken skate lace drama.
She ended up skating very well, and I was really pleased.
Harding's attorney Dennis Rawlinson accompanied his wife Diane home and said Tanya's prepared to fight for her right to skate in the upcoming World Championships.
The attorneys that are involved will do the right thing. Okay. And if Tanya wants to skate at the Worlds, I'm sure they'll do everything to make that possible.
Rawlinson refused to answer questions on whether Harding would try to strike a deal to avoid a U.S. Figure Skating Association disciplinary hearing. Well, when Harding comes home, things will not likely be any easier for her. New reports out tonight suggest prosecutors have enough evidence to tie her to the Kerrigan attack. Newsweek magazine reports that FBI sources say there is, quote, plenty of evidence to indict Harding, but that Oregon prosecutors did not want to arrest her before the Olympics because it might hurt them politically. Local FBI officials we talked to tonight say they simply turned all the evidence over to the district attorney's office. In the past, the prosecutor has denied any claim that he was stalling for political reasons. Harding is expected back tomorrow night. When Harding does land tomorrow, fan club members will be there in force to give her a homecoming worthy of an Olympic athlete. The club met today to finalize details. Other actions the club decided on: boycotting a tabloid TV show that's been running exclusive interviews with Jeff Gillooly, and complaining to network anchor Connie Chung about what they thought was an unfair Olympic interview with Harding. Well, the media attention and much of the controversy is dying down as the Olympics wrap up. The flame went out in Lillehammer as the 1994 Games ended tonight during the closing ceremonies. Lillehammer, Norway passed the Olympic flag to Nagano, Japan, the site of the next Winter Olympics in 1998. And coming up later, Ron Carlson will have the final medal count and a rundown of today's events. Well, athletes did take time out of the ceremonies to pray for peace in a former Olympic site, Sarajevo. Peace talks aimed at stopping that civil war are going on in Washington, D.C. this weekend. Another set of talks, this time for the Mideast peace plan, are falling apart tonight. 3 Arab governments are joining Israeli Palestinians in their protest of the mosque massacre last week. The Syrian, Lebanese, and Jordanian leaders say they will not show up at the bargaining table tomorrow, although they do remain committed to the peace process. And tensions are running high tonight after another violent attack in the Mideast. 9 people died, at least 60 others were hurt when a bomb exploded in a Maronite Catholic church. Another bomb was found inside the church's organ and defused. No one has claimed responsibility for the bombing, though Lebanese and Syrian officials are blaming Israel, saying it is trying to get attention off the mosque massacre. A train loaded with chemicals has crashed in North Dakota today, exploding into flames. The blast forced 1,500 people from their homes and injured a father and son. At one time, burning propane was leaking from one of the cars, making the situation even more volatile. Crews have most of the fire out, but they are still spraying 800 gallons of water a minute on the wreckage. They fear remaining flames might spread to another tanker containing a flammable liquid. In Palm Springs today, at least 2 gunmen opened fire with automatic weapons in the midst of celebrations honoring Black History Month. About 500 people were forced to dive for cover from the gunfire. 2 people were slightly wounded, including a 3-year-old child. Police say the shooting may have been the result of a personal dispute. Police have arrested 1 man on charges of attempted murder. The threat of gang violence comes home to families in our area this weekend. 2 teenagers are hospitalized after alleged gang members stabbed them at a Hillsboro house overnight. They are recuperating, but as Bob High shows us, the problem is not going away anytime soon.
Just before 11:30 Saturday night, authorities say 3 teenage boys, some apparently associated with an Hispanic street gang, showed up at this Hillsboro home. One stabbed 15-year-old Mike Gonzalez in the back, then stabbed his 14-year-old girlfriend, Chrissy Davis, as well. 12-year-old Amy Davis was one of 6 girls in the house watching movies.
It was scary. Yeah, and then I saw Mike, and then I started crying because I had blood all over him. Chrissy was still walking around. She didn't even know she'd got stabbed, and then she touched her back and she felt the blood, and then she started freaking out.
16-year-old Mandy Hummer joined Hillsboro's 12th Street gang more than 3 years ago. She was staying with the Davises, trying to break from the gangs. The attackers may have been after one of the Davises' other daughters or after Mandy.
They're all mad at me because they said that your gang is your family. And so they're all mad at me because I'm trying to get away from it, and they tell me when they see me that they're going to kick my ass.
It's really escalating here, and now my daughter's been stabbed.
Chrissy Davis's mother points to graffiti as a sign Hillsboro's gang problem is out of control on the streets and in the schools.
We need to have some kind of movement to stop these gangs, to take control of the streets. Let's bring the homeboys in. Let's bring the Army in, the Marines. If the police can't handle it, let's get somebody who can. We need somebody to, we're going to be like Portland.
Some say it already is. In Hillsboro, Bob High, Channel 2 News.
Hillsboro police are looking for 2 teenage suspects in that case. If caught, they could face attempted murder charges. A controversial gun control law takes effect tomorrow, but neither supporters nor opponents expect the Brady bill to have an instant impact on violent crime. One reason, Oregon already has a 15-day waiting period in the purchase of guns. Another reason, there are an estimated 200 million guns already circulating in the United States. The Brady bill will require a 5-day waiting period for people who want to buy a gun. Well, some think the government may try to regulate the press if the media doesn't govern its own excesses. Pierre Salinger, former White House press secretary and longtime correspondent, is in town to discuss the role of the press in government. In an interview with us, Salinger said ethical boundaries in the media are crumbling under the influence of tabloid journalism.